Hi, good evening. Well, I'm doing what I don't usually do. I'm showing a shawl that I've made for somebody else. Well, it's a shoulder shawl. I hope she likes it because it's nice and full. But the lady I'm making it for has trouble with her arms, and so she can't put cardigans on. Whoops, let me just, woohoo. Hello, can you see me now? So I'm making her, well, I've made her this. You might not think I've made it because I've got tails hanging, but I'm doing a suit. But it's lovely and warm because, of course, with all the fullness. If you want to know whose pattern it is, I actually bought it off Etsy, but when I came to look at Etsy, it's no longer available. But I looked on Ravelry and it's still there. It's Ken's Crochet. I think it's Ken Jones on Ravelry. And it's called the Doily Shell Crochet. No, the Doily Shell Stitch Shawl. It's actually a paid for pattern. But I don't know whether I condensed it, but I've only got one sheet. But all I need is on here. But he's not exactly, if that's, I mean, I might have condensed it. The thing is, I bought it off Etsy, and when I couldn't find this pattern, I went back to Etsy to print another one off, and it's sort of not there. I don't know whether after so long, you know, they don't stay, even though you've paid for them, they don't stay there, so you can print them again. Whether you're supposed to print them and save them, I don't know. Anyway, I managed to find a copy of it because I thought I'm not paying another £4. I know it sounds churlish, but I would have paid £4 for it if I hadn't already bought it, if you know what I'm saying. I just thought I could go back to the Etsy and reprint, but obviously not. Anyway, I'm going to leave this on actually because it's a bit chilly in here. It's been one heck of a day today. Sue actually came, but we couldn't make a video because it was just like Piccadilly railway station in here today. My family were in and out and in and out, and Sue's the same as me. We just don't feel comfortable, you know, making a video when people are flashing in and out, in and out. It just destroys your concentration, and you can't settle down to a good old chit chat, can you? And then the delivered part of the windows have arrived because they're starting tomorrow. Money's still not come through. But I did get a phone call today, and I mean, after what, 6 weeks of this going on, the company said to me, we seem to be a piece of information missing. That's the only thing that's holding us up. First of all, they said it was the signature that was being held up. I think I explained to you yesterday that the solicitor that was dealing with me had been taken ill and rushed off to hospital. Then they said, we haven't got the certificate of insurance. And I said, well, you've got, they said, well, no, we've got the renewal certificate of insurance. I said, well, surely that proves that I'm insured, yeah? You know, what more do they want? It's there dated, I'm insured till 2017. So I don't see what the problem is. It's got the policy number down, it's got everything on it, how much it's insured for, it's got everything written on this bit of paper. Anyway, I phoned, I couldn't find it. You know, I mean, in the chaos that is my household, I couldn't find it. So I rang up my bank and they faxed it across. So of course I rang up to say that it had been faxed across, and I don't know whether he'd gone home early for the weekend or what. But the good news was, he said once he'd got this bit of paper and sent it across to Legal and General, I should get my money within about 3 or 4 days. Yeah. I do hope so, because I've borrowed the money to start the windows with, and I think they would like it back very, very quickly. The lady who ordered this black one has also ordered the same one in cream. Sue came today and she said, oh, it's lovely and full, isn't it? And I must admit, it does feel beautifully full, because, you know, the more you, even when you're moving about without the button, I doubted it would fall off. I don't know whether you can see the back view of it. Let me turn around. Oh, can you see the back view? You see my nice new trousers? Woohoo! Yes. I'll cover up anyway because I've dribbled my dinner down my t-shirt, so... Yes. Right, I did get a parcel. I'm trying not to show anybody's address. That came, it actually came, not yesterday, was it the day before? But I wanted to open it. It came from Amy. Thank you very much, Amy. I have cut the top so that I wouldn't have to start cutting across while I was on camera. So I'm going to put my hand in now and have a feel of what's in the bag. Oh, first of all we've got good old Ulster, a postcard from Ulster. As you might know, Amy's in Ireland, well, Northern Ireland, which is part of GB. Got a little note here. Oh, it's kind of personal, I won't read it out, but thank you, Amy. Let me feel in the bag, see what I've got. Oh, a little cottage. Is that the front door? That's the back door. Not sure whether that's the front door or the back door. I'm not sure. I'm sure Amy will tell me. Is this an Irish cottage, Amy? Oh, it's got a little thing on the front. Yes, it says Ireland. I'm so dumb, aren't I? I don't read things. It says Ireland, so it must be a little traditional Irish cottage. What do you think how tiny they are? I mean, when I see photographs of tiny little cottages and tiny little houses, even where I live, and you read that a family of like 12 is living in it, you know. Oops, I'm showing addresses. I hope you can't read them. Oh, something woolly. Something very woolly, I can feel. Oh, look at that. Isn't that sweet? Thank you very much, Amy. That's really sweet. Got my initial on it too. And purple is my favourite colour. For nobody who, well, for not nobody, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm just got a thing about purple. I got some new carpet slippers because my son was blaming my slippers on the fact I'm falling over at fresh air. They're not exactly purple, but they're sort of aubergine, so I'm kind of, and it's got a backing. The only trouble is it's about a half a size too big. I don't know about in the US, but in the UK they just do slippers in the main sizes. Like I'm a size 4.5, and oops, sorry about seeing the show at the top of my head, and a 5 in a winter boot because I put socks in. But if I get 4 slippers, they bang on my toes and they hurt me. And I cut a hole, you know, in the top of the slipper because my toenail cuts right through. I've got toenails that are like cast iron. And so if I get a pair of 5s, I'm like slipping about. I can hear my mother in my ear saying, pick your feet up, stop sluttering your feet. I hope back in the days that sluttering didn't have anything to do with being a slut. I don't think so. I think it's a Lancashire word. Sluttering means when you slide your feet along, you know, rather than pick them up daintily. You slide along and wear your shoes out. Yeah. A friend of mine, she used to wear her shoes out like nobody's business. Every 5 minutes she was getting a new pair of shoes because the soles had worn out. And I said to her, it's because you're sluttering your feet. And she just gave me such a look. What are you talking about? I said, you don't pick your feet up. I said, you slide your feet wherever you happen to be going. It's like... I said, no wonder you're wearing your soles out. I said, I pick my feet up. And I very, very rarely wear a pair of shoes out. I mean, I know I don't now because I don't walk anywhere now. But I'm talking about when I was at the office, when I was working and when I was everything. I'm a big, big girl, but I'm very, very light on my feet. I seldom had to have any shoes repaired, you know, any soles, heels put on anything. Very seldom did. So thank you very much, Amy, that's lovely. It'll go nicely with my new colour scheme when I get decorated, when I get everything finished in the house. I've been saving up a few things that I've been buying with the purple accents, because my scheme in my head at the moment is going to be pale grey. White for the the woodwork, you know, the skirting boards, whatever you call them, baseboard, and pale grey for the walls, and then I'm going to do accents of purple. It may mean me having to get new curtains eventually, but those are all in the future, because I think at the moment I've only got the money for the major things. Yeah. What have I got to say? Well, not a lot really. As I say, Sue came today, and we barely had time to chat, because it's very disconcerting when people are coming in and people are going out, and also I was having to get in touch with the bank to find this piece of paper for me and different things, and she hadn't brought her shawls anyway, so relax, you're not missing anything. She's still got her husband at home, so she's not getting anything done. I know the feeling very well, what it's like having the other half at home. You can't get anything done. Oh, what have I done there? Oh, dearie me. I've got a little bit of a fluffy thing sticking up there. Oh, I shall have to amend that. And of course it's now gained a couple of GG hairs, so I'm going to be there with a pair of tweezers trying to GG hair it, or GG de-hair it. Yes, well, he's here at the minute. He's enjoying himself. As you can see, he's snoozing. He's here now for 2 weeks, so better cover up my spillage. I'm one of these people who can't hit the mouth, you know. I don't know where it goes with my spoon, I thought, but I'm like a baby. I need a bib. It's like I cannot eat anything. When I'm eating my breakfast cereal or I'm eating soup, I actually have the bowl up here under my chin, you know, just from there to the, and even then it'll come down the sides. I never used to be like this. My mother taught me to be very, very dainty, very polite when I was eating. You know, it was knife and fork job even when we were tiny, you know, and I taught my son the same way. My son could use a knife and fork from being very small, very small. And we used to take him out, you know, for meals sometimes, not very often, but when my mum and dad were paying, because we didn't have a lot of money. But when we used to take him out for meals and that, he used to sit there and he used to have his knife and fork and he used to put his napkin in. And you'd think he'd been brought up really, really, you know, to dine out at every occasion, because he was so au fait. He'd get the menu, couldn't read, get the menu, and he would stare at the menu. Sometimes it'd be upside down, but, you know, he'd stare at the menu and he'd go, what shall I have today? And it was always steak. He always wanted steak. Medium, yeah, not medium rare, medium. Now he likes it straight off the cow, but it was always medium. French fries and garden peas, and that's what he wanted. And they used to say, shall we bring him a child-sized portion? And he used to look at the waiter, and my dad used to say, he's only small, but he can shift a full size, you know. Believe me, he'll eat it. The only thing we had to do, the only compromise we had to do, was we had to cut the steak up in smaller pieces so he could. Otherwise, we'd all get a pea, you know, because he'd be, and peas would be going all round the table. So for the sake of our safety, we used to have to cut his steak up into little pieces. And, oh yeah, and he always knew what he wanted. And for afters, it was always, what did he always want for afters? Sometimes it was ice cream, but sometimes it was, I think it was Black Forest Gateau he used to like. Black Forest Gateau in the UK was the thing to have. It's almost like the prawn cocktails. You had to have prawn cocktails to start with. Or, you know, pate if you were thinking you were posh. Pate. But usually it was prawn cocktail you started off with. And, I mean, there was none of this pasta business and all this sort of stuff. If you went to an English restaurant, or a British restaurant, whichever you want to call it, it was always something with chips or something, you know, it was recognisable, a piece of meat you could recognise. They didn't do a lot in sort of sauces, except unless you had steak Diane, which I quite liked, actually. I had that for years. Must think about that. Doing steak Diane one day. I don't cook much, you know. But you never see steak Diane in the ready meals, well, you don't in the UK anyway. I think we've had this discussion about ready meals being very boring. Very expensive and very boring. I was watching a programme yesterday where this sort of report type programme had gone out to a little village. And it was one of these very insular little villages in England. And they actually still had home cooked like meals on wheels. You know, not the pre-prepared frozen things that they used to sling at you. I think it's all stopped now anyway. But when my mum started to do meals on wheels one time, she just got it. They used to come once a week and bring her all these frozen stuff, like, you know, she could have bought them at the supermarket, or one of us could have bought them at the supermarket. But going back when I was younger, and it obviously still in these little villages, they do home cooked proper meals on wheels that they deliver. And they also do, because there's hardly any buses I presume, they also do these services where they pick people up and take them to hospital and things like that. And I thought, oh, just me to grow up in the wrong era. I would love that. I would love somebody to bring me dinner, meals on wheels, and somebody to say, I'll take you to the hospital, dear. You just get in the car and I'll take you. And I am very, very lucky. When my niece can do, she will take me to hospitals, but mostly it's a taxi. You know, if I had plenty of money, actually, I think I would buy another scooter. I've got a big scooter, which is fantastic for going shopping with. But it's too big to go on the tram or the bus. I would like one of these little teeny weeny scooters that you can fold them up like they're a pram and pushchair. Fold them up. Because I can actually walk a little bit, but I just tend to overbalance. And I'm not safe being let loose on my own because I could be pitching over into everything, you know. And I might do myself some damage because I just have no sense of balance these days. I'm not too bad around the house. My son calls me all the names under the sun for having lots of furniture, you know. But for me, when I start to wobble, I like to know there's something there I can just grab. You know, a sofa or a chair or a table. If the house was completely bare and I had to go a few yards before I touched anything, I'd be kissing the carpet more times than I already do. But I mean, it just seems a bit stupid to have a walking stick when you're in the house. Oh. But I do need to balance. I'm just hopeless. And I refuse to get one of them little old lady walker things. You know, I'm not that bad. I'm not, you know, I might be 70, but I'm not that bad yet. I'm not giving in to that. I will go out with a walker on wheels if I'm walking anywhere. When my niece took me up to Bury, I took my walker on wheels. You know, it's a shopping bag thing on wheels, and you know, I push it along. It's not a shopping trolley. It's a walker, you know, with handles and that. Yeah. But I'm still not safe with it. If my shopping bags tip a bit, I'm going with it. And my niece is like, alright, put me back on, stand up again. I was laughing today. I was watching Dina, you know, Mosquito Valley vlog, she called. Pardon me. I think it's her birthday today, so if it is, happy birthday, Dina. She was saying 5 things that you know, people don't know about her. And one of them was that she bit the dentist when she was a kid, I presume. I not only bit my dentist, I kicked him. Let's say in places where only his wife should kick him, you know. He refused to see me after that. I wonder why. But it was the horribleness. They used to put this awful mask over your face and the gas smelled disgusting. It used to give me nightmares. I can't smell hot water bottles. It's the same smell to me. You know, that horrible rubbery smell. When they used to come towards me with this mask thing, like they did we had the school dentist back in those days. The school dentists were always people who hated children, you know. It was always like, sit in a chair, don't wriggle, don't do anything, sit there, open your mouth. Well, I have a very short jaw and I have trouble opening my mouth. My dentist now uses props, you know, to hold my jaw open, because after a little while my jaw starts to shut. So apparently he was taking my tooth out, and even though I was like asleep, my jaw closed on its own account and I bit him. And then when I was coming round, I was a bit violent, and then I kicked him in the, yes, his family jewels. So not surprisingly, he told my mother to find another dentist and not to bring me back anymore. I guess there's a lot of things you don't know about me. And here comes Poppy. Yeah, the family have gone out, so I'm in charge of 3 doggies tonight, anyway, till they come back. It's nice because I can watch the TV and I can do my crocheting. And as Peter Kay would say, I can have the big light on. Up in Lancashire, we call the overhead light the big light. My family like subdued lighting, in other words, like little lights, you know, tiny lights that are not pointing towards anybody. You know, and if you're watching anything, you know, if you're trying to look at your phone, you're like, you need your binoculars and, you know, what does it say? I can't see. It's so dark. Whereas I like my craft light on. I like a big strong light because the eyes are not as good as they were, you know, even with the glasses on, they're just not as good as they were. So I like a nice strong light, especially if I'm crocheting black. So when they're sitting here watching the TV, you know, and I'm like watching the clock thinking, are they going to bed yet? Are they going to bed yet, you know? And then when I put the big light on, I start going, nodding off. So my crocheting took a bit of a hit recently. I mean, if I said anything, they would, but you know, you don't like it. It seems rude saying, are you going to bed yet, you know? I want to watch something and I want to see what I'm doing. I can't sit and watch the computer on my big computer chair either, because after a while it gets very uncomfy. I've had it a number of years and like not exactly being twiggy, I've flattened down the seat. I've tried putting pieces of foam, you know, I think I've mentioned this before, and cushions on them and everything, and I just can't get comfortable with it. So I would love a new computer chair, but that is not on the agenda at the minute. But I am hoping that I'll get the money for, you know, decorating and things like that, maybe new curtains, you know. But I need to concentrate on the 3 main things. I keep going on about this, don't I? So I'm hoping for plenty of orders. And then those little bits and pieces will pay for the twittery bits, you know. The bits you don't need but you would like. You know, like new cushion covers, a new throw, you know. Twittery bits, curtains, yeah. Frillies, fancies. Decorative pieces. Sue's actually looking forward to helping me sort the craft room out. I mean, she's gone home today with a big bag of stuff. I bought quite a lot of drops cotton. It was called Cotton Light. Really a bargain price, but I cannot crochet with it. I don't know what happens, but when I crochet, I flick. And if something hasn't got a good twist on it, it untwists. And this drops just went into strands with me when I was trying to crochet it. And I was nearly tearing my hair out because it was leaving strands everywhere. You know, I was missing bits and pulling more rows back and going across. Oh, I thought, I can't cope. So I said to Sue, I'm destashing. I said, here you go. And I'll give a big bag. And she's going, oh, wow. So I'm love to see what she's going to make. She's got white, deep pink, red, like a teal colour. And there's another colour as well. I don't know what the colour is. Yeah. White, deep pink, red, teal. One more colour. Can't remember. Can't remember. Brain fade. So now I've got a big space because there was like about 7 or 8 balls of each colour. So I've got a big space now in the back. So that'll mean that's a bit less. Not that my family will notice anything's gone missing because I've got that much stuff. And don't tell them, but I've ordered some more wool. Broke my armband. Done very well. I've only ever ordered things for orders. Not ordered anything for me, personally. And I'm just hoping that Gigi doesn't notice there's a car stopped outside because he barks. And anyway, they sent me these drops, not drops, where am I going now? Ice. And they had white cotton and like cream cotton, which is like a double knitting cotton, and I was running out of it. And even with the postage, it's only going to be like £1 for a 50-gram ball, which is quite good for 100% cotton. So I did order that. And then also Kemp's had a good sale on. They had this like a lovely khaki green, which if I don't like, I know Sue will, in cotton again, and some pale grey in cotton. So I've got to hide that. But the fun should be not this weekend, next weekend. This weekend the windows are starting around the back. So that's okay because my stash room's at the front. So at the back I haven't got much to move really, just got the window bottom to clear in the kitchen and the bathroom window bottom because they've cleared their bedroom window bottom upstairs. But the fun will start next weekend when I've got to empty a load of things out of my stash room so that they can find the window. And I've got absolutely nowhere to put it. And they're doing this window as well, at the front here. They couldn't start, it would have been ideally they'd have started this weekend because then I could have used my son and daughter-in-law's bed to stash everything on temporarily while they put the window in. But he can't start because there's like 3 cars. 2 of which are on the driveway, plus the trailer and a bike trailer. So he can't put his scaffolding up, so he can't start at the front. He has to start at the front when my son and daughter-in-law are here, so that they can move everything. My life is never easy. Oh dear, I should stay happy. Be happy. I should sing that little song into Don't Worry, Be Happy. Oh dear. Well, I've not had a drink for about 2 weeks, so no, about a week I think. So tonight I've got one of those little tiny cans. They're really small, narrow cans, a bit like the Red Bull cans, tiny little ones. And I've got a spiced rum and coke. It's like Coke with a bit of spiced rum waved over the top of it. They didn't linger long, if you know what I mean, when they were putting the rum in it. They just went... But I like it because it's got the taste of rum, especially spiced rum. So even though I'm not actually getting much alcohol, I feel it's party night. It's Friday night, party night, yeah. So, and I've actually got a bag of crisps, or chips as you would call them. Only small one. But I've got one of those to look forward to later. So it's party night tonight, party night. It's TV night, watch what I want night, and there's probably nothing on. And I might actually light a candle, a scenty candle, because we've all got coughs. And if I light anything like that, our Ian sort of go... He gave it to everybody in the first place. It's definitely virus, because it's just... It's not a productive cough, if you know what I mean. There's nothing nasty going on, it's just a cough. And I can not cough for ages. But the good thing about me is I'm not coughing during the night, which the other 2 are. I mean, my poor son, he's hardly getting any rest at all because he's cough, cough, cough. But I just seem to go to bed and go to sleep. I don't know whether it's because I'm wearing one of my CPAP masks and it's like filtering the air or what. So I'm not getting any dust particles going in my nose when I'm sleeping. I don't know what it is. But he's allergic to dust, so when he comes back and the window's gone in on his room, it's going to be full. My daughter-in-law's going to be there with a hoover, isn't she? Because he's allergic to any dust particles. He coughs and splutters like mad. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure I had loads to tell you, but I can't think of anything else. So you're going to be subjected to a very short video tonight, and sorry you've missed Sue, but she is coming next week. But she might be helping me to sort out the stash room. So we might not have time for a video. If I set the tripod in the stash room, there won't be room for us. My stash room is tiny. You've probably got walk-in wardrobes much bigger. That's why it's such a mess, because everything's just jam-packed in. I'm definitely going to do my videos with my catwalk videos of what I've got left in Etsy. And I'm definitely going to have a grand sale with my baby cardigans and that, because I've got a bag full upstairs and it's taking up room. And it needs to go. And being as I'm trying to get money in for my decorating, I'm sorry, but I can't afford to just donate it all. If push goes to shove, that's probably where it will finish up in the end. But at the moment I'm trying to gather a few pennies here and there. I'd sell my soul, but nobody would want it. Anyway, all my three are asleep. They're all snoozing. Sky's been poorly this week. She's not been well at all. She's been very sick. She had to go to the vet, but he couldn't find anything wrong with her. Maybe she's got the virus too. Who knows? Anyway, luckily, this one, if I'm trying to crochet, he wants to sit on my knee, the little one. He's got this thing, if he sees a shawl, he wants to snuggle in it. Because I put my shawl on in the evening. He thinks it's a signal. Oh, bedtime. Or nap time. Because we always used to have a nap in the afternoon. We always had an hour in the afternoon. Snuggle up in the shawl, lean back, have a nap. So unfortunately I've made him into a creature of habit. So every time he sees a shawl now he thinks it's nap time. And I sit here rocking him. I should have had a baby again, shouldn't I? I sit here rocking him just like he's a little baby. And he loves it. He just flat out. And the minute I put him down, he's like scrabbling around me. In fact, I've got a big bruise on my boob here. And the only thing I can think of is he's grabbed hold of me while he's been scrabbling because he didn't want to be put down. He thinks if he hangs on with fortunately they've cut his toenails. He had a bath, so he's smelling very, very perfumed. And his toenails got cut, so he can't hang on quite so much. Before they were hooked around, and he was like clinging on, like a bat or something, And it was like, because you get your skin in between. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I've been watching videos a bit today. I've watched one by, oh gosh, who made it now? Oh dear me. She was showing the virus shawl again, but she was showing it with a chart and that. Oh, I can't think who it was now. I'm hopeless. Oh, Lisa. Was it Lisa Pine? I was going to say Pine Nut. She's not a pine nut. She's Lisa Piney Wood. Pine Woods. Something. I've never made a virus shawl. I must be the one person who hasn't made one yet. So I might actually start one of those because I've got another lady who wants a white, pink and black circular jacket, and I've got to go hunting in the stash room to see if I've got the right pink. So I might leave that to when I have to sort the stash room out. So I might actually start a virus shawl. Right. I've got some nice wool with a bit of lurex. Anyway, that's all folks. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll chat to you next week. You won't be able to see my new windows unless I take you outside because they're doing the back ones first. So bye for now.